All right, well, good morning again, everyone. I want to welcome you to this July 16th, 2021 meeting of North Carolina chapter of APCO. We'll call the meeting to order. As we begin our meeting, I'll first ask our first Vice President, Christine Moore, to conduct a roll call of our board members.
All right, Marissa Allwaters.
Here.
And I said Walters, my bad. Gerald Anderson.
Present.
Chad Deese. David Dodd. We know it's not going to be present, correct? Okay. Greg Dotson. On vacation. Samantha.
Present.
Travis Essex. Missy.
Here.
Ray Gilliland.
Here.
Shantae Griffin.
Present.
Grayson, you're present. Janet King is not going to be present. Lori. Here. And Travis is joining. Melanie.
Here.
Randy Surratt. Randy. Herman.
Here.
And Elton. Elton, are you here?
I saw him.
I thought I did as well.
Elton, we can see you, but I think you're still muted.
All right, this concludes roll call.
Okay, thank you. So before we begin the meeting, I do want to make a few special recognitions and thanks. First, I want to recognize our 2021 corporate sponsors, Carolina Recording Systems, Horizon Consoles, and Motorola Solutions. Also want to recognize past North Carolina APCO chapter presidents, North Carolina APCO chapter life members, and APCO International senior and life members. And also recognize our registered public safety leaders and the certified public safety executives who are attending today. And also want to take a brief moment to thank Alan Kress and all the staff of Rowan County Emergency Services and the Rescue Squad for hosting our in-person meeting for the board today. And this is the first time our board's been together since January of 2020. So it's good to see this group's face in person and look forward to coming back together in September with everybody. So we did have Charlene Fisk from APCO International Board of Directors, who was lined up to join us this morning. Are you able to tell if she is on the meeting?
No, but for the minutes, Randy Surratt is present and Travis Essex.
Okay, since Charlene's not able to join us today, we'll move on to approving our meeting minutes. And the minutes of our May 5th, 2021 chapter meeting have been posted on the North Carolina APCO website. And I'll now entertain a motion to approve the minutes as posted.
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So we'll now move into our chapter reports. The first report would normally be our executive council report. David Dodd is not with us today, and David reported that he has nothing to share. So we'll now move to our commercial advisory council report and recognize Elton Wright to share an update.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. So Grayson, Jennifer Taylor, Joe Knox, and myself are in the process of regrouping. Jennifer being somewhat new to the commercial advisory spot for Nina. She and I are regrouping to bring Joe in with Motorola. So we can really talk about, how this commercial advisory council is going to operate, and ultimately how, we can come together and provide the most insight and support to the chapters. Hopefully we'll have more to share at the next chapter meeting. So that's the update I have, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Elton. All right, moving on our agenda, the next report comes from the Compassionate Care Committee. Janet King is unable to be with us today, but she has shared a report, and Christine Moore will present that on her behalf.
Okay, thank you. Janet advises that since her last report, she has sent or mailed out 20 cards. 10 were sympathy cards, 3 retirement cards, 4 thinking of you cards to agencies that have faced tremendous situations, 2 recovering from surgery, and 1 celebrating health report. And just a reminder to everyone to contact Janet King or any of the North Carolina APCO board members when a card needs to be sent. And if you will include the name or names, the address the card needs to be mailed to, and a bit of information about the situation or what has taken place. We do have 2 cards that will be sent out soon, and we can report on those at the next meeting.
All right, and to add to that, we've also learned this week of the unexpected death of a member of the Cary Police Department. So today we just want to take a moment to extend our sympathy to all the members of the Cary Police Department during this tragic and unexpected loss of one of their own. All right, so our next report is the historian report, and Randy Surratt, were you able to join us?
He is on. Randy, if you remember, is it star 6?
Star 6 to unmute.
On your phone to unmute, please.
I'm not showing him on right now, so if he comes back on, we can jump back to this. So our next report is the North Carolina 911 Board report. The executive director of the 911 Board did email me yesterday to share that all of her staff are participating in their grant review process today, and none of them will be able to join us. But I will recognize our North Carolina APCO representative, Melanie Neal, to share an update.
Thank you, Grayson. So Pokey did send her regrets for none of them being able to be here today. She did send several things to share with the chapters. In addition to Donna's report from Nina, they do have 15 applications for the grant committee that will be under review. Those presentations are today and next Wednesday, the 21st. The grant awards will be announced at the August 911 board meeting. Their finance team is working diligently to complete the fiscal year 19 and fiscal year 20 revenue expenditure reports, along with the fiscal year 21 reports that are now due September the 7th. The goal is to get to the point where they're assisting PSAPs throughout the year to submit their report and quickly close out the fiscal year. They are adding staff, and hopefully that'll be a reality for us pretty soon. They do continue to review fund balances, both high and low, and will work with PSAPs on technology and spend plans to use those or help with the low ones. They do encourage all PSAPs to work with their PAT, their PSAP assistance team, on eligibility, reporting, and other matters. That's what they're there for, is to assist them with that. And the 911 board staff is beginning to return to the field and scheduling on-site visits. So reach out to your regional coordinator to schedule those. And our next board meeting is next Friday, July 23rd, and I hope you can all join.
Thank you, Melanie. I believe Randy Surratt has joined us for our historian report. Randy, if you're on, if you can do star 6, that should unmute you. Okay, in the meantime, we'll move on. Our next report is the training report, which will be shared by our educational advisory member, Gerald Anderson.
Good morning, everybody. Just as a reminder, as we go forward in our training schedule and are offering APCO classes effective January 1st of this year, all specific APCO classes offered by the chapter reflect a new rate. These rate increases due to the increase in the price for class books. And as we are still struggling through the pandemic and now with a new variant, all on-site training classes will require the following. We will require students to wear a mask. They may, depending on the training site, have to submit to a temperature check. And the students will be arranged for social distances, so that may result in classes being a little smaller than what we would like right now. The North Carolina chapter of APCO is committed to offering training to our members and friends, and will closely follow the executive orders issued by our governor and any additional agency safety protocols as our state now battles that very contagious variant strain of COVID. We are looking forward to being able to offer more live training as the numbers continue to hopefully improve in our state. Some training things that are going on to remind you. Our 2021 APCO International Conference and Expo will be hosted at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center in San Antonio, Texas, August 15th through the 18th. The North Carolina chapter of APCO will host its annual chapter dinner for all North Carolina chapter members that may be in attendance. We want to give a huge thank you to our dinner sponsor, Carver. Dinner will be scheduled on Monday, August the 16th at Landry Seafood House from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Registration will be mandatory for all attendees. Again, registration will be mandatory for all attendees, and it should open sometime next week. This is an event for members of the North Carolina chapter APCO only. If you wish to bring a guest or significant other that is traveling with you to the conference, the cost for all guests will be $55 and must be paid to the chapter in advance of the event. More information will come out along with the registration regarding this matter. The North Carolina chapter of APCO is pleased to announce the 2021 Telecommunicator Training Symposium, October the 4th through the 6th of this year. It will be in person and hosted on site at the Embassy Suites in Greensboro. Our slogan is still going to be soar to new heights, engage, energize, and empower. The call for papers for this event closes today at 11:55 p.m. Registration and lodging are both open for this event, so please visit those websites. The 2021 North Carolina School Directors Conference will be hosted at the Embassy Suites in Greensboro, October the 19th through the 21st. This training event is mandatory for all school directors and qualified assistants. Room blocks are available for reservations. Rooms, though, at the host site, the Embassy Suites, are full, but they have rooms at the overflow at the Homewood Suites, which is right within walking distance of the Embassy Suites. Registration for this event opened on July 1st, and registration is $95 for each attendee. Again, if you are a school director or a qualified assistant, this event is mandatory and you must attend the entire event. A friendly reminder, today is July 16th, 2021. You have 5 months and 15 days to finish your 2021 telecommunicator in-service training. As a reminder, this is required training for all telecommunicators that work under the direction of a sheriff or telecommunicators that participate in an agency that is supporting the training program. You must meet these requirements. If you hired staff on or before June 30th of this calendar year, they must do the in-service training for 2021. Anyone hired on July 1st and after is waived for this year. If you do not do the classes in-house, you can get them online from Richmond Community College, Alamance Community College, and the North Carolina Justice Academy. Or you may send your staff to a visiting agency that hosts the class and allows your staff to attend. If so, please make sure that host agency provides a certificate for your staff. If you are an instructor, please remember you must successfully test out of each class that you plan to teach for the in-service curriculum. Don't forget, if you're an instructor, go to the site for the North Carolina Justice Academy to do your annual instructor update class. This is how you maintain your general instructor certification. For us old instructors, that means they're not worried about the number of hours that you teach. You must now take that 1 hour class online. If you fail to do so, your GI certification will be revoked. It is a new class that starts every year on January 1 and goes through December 31st. If you teach for community college, they may require you to go ahead and do it if you have not, or you will not be able to teach on their roster. It is always our chapter's goal to continue to provide quality training for our members across the state at a cost-effective price. We thank you for your support in our efforts by attending the training, and we always want to widen our efforts. So if you have any ideas, classes you'd like to have or host, please feel free to contact me via email. Mr. President, that's the conclusion of my report.
Okay, and I've also just received word that the call for presentations website is showing to be closed.
I will check on that right now.
Yes.
Thank you, whoever said that.
Yes. And I believe Randy Surratt is with us now.
Yeah, the old man is here.
All right, we'll recognize Randy for the historian report.
Am I definitely here, Mr. President?
Yes.
Okay. Another, for the historical report, another chapter member's name has been submitted to National for consideration as the next national senior member. And I understand that verification this time may be delayed because most of National is preparing for the conference. But as to date, 12 North Carolina APCO chapter members have been added to the National APCO register as senior members, bringing the complete total to 18. Now, prior to August 2018, only 2 North Carolinians had been confirmed national senior members, and that occurred years ago. 4 other North Carolina members that had achieved national lifetime status were also granted senior designation by the national organization just a few years ago. So that's where we're at, and right now I have 4 other names in mind that I'm still researching. And once again, I know y'all heard me say this before. Most of everyone that has been accepted as a senior member, I know for a fact worked on a East Coast Regional Conference, and that is one of the articles that can be considered as senior designation. So once that's completed, I'm sure there'll be others. But since we no longer have East Coast Regional Conferences, and until National APCO changes their policy, future members with the senior designation will come from national committee work. So everyone that's on the national committee with APCO, keep that in mind. And you can look at the criteria online on our in the bylaws of National APCO and see if you qualify. And get that information to me. Only members or National APCO knows what committees you've served on. So supply that to me if you think you're eligible, and I'll definitely work on that to further our list with senior and possibly national lifetime membership. So that's where we are at this time. All right, so a report, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Randy. All right, so now moving back to our agenda, our next is a financial report, and I'll recognize our chapter treasurer, Lori Laughlin, to share an update.
Good morning. In our main checking account, we have $416.09. In our symposium account, we have $1,630.14. In our scholarship account, we have $1,432. Our main money market account, we have $57,890.32 for a total of $61,368.55.
Thank you. So during the NINA meeting, there was a regional report that was overlooked. I'm going to recognize our regional ambassador, Shante Griffith, to share a brief update in addition.
Thank you, Mr. President. Guilford Metro was successful in increasing their starting pay to $39,444. After 6 months and the successful completion of call intake, the salary will be over $40,000. They are very excited to be able to offer this new starting salary and hope it will greatly increase their recruitment efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Shante. All right, so I now have a few updates to share. The President's report, just a few updates on events that have taken place and some things that are coming up in the future. First, I want to share an update on our chapter membership numbers. During our May 2021 chapter meeting, I reported that we had 1,561 members. Since then, we've added an additional 24 members, making our total membership 1,585 members. And just as a point of reference, at the same time last year, our membership number was 1,567. So we're up 18 members from the same time last year. We're continuing to grow, and that's good for the chapter. Also want to take a moment, I believe this was mentioned in the earlier meeting, but just want to recognize one of our very own for a special promotion. Joining me today as we recognize Regional Ambassador Samantha Dutch on her promotion to Director of Scotland County Communications. Congratulations. And then just a few more events and activities that I've been part of I wanted to just share with everyone. Earlier this year, the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services created a 988 coalition to begin planning and preparing for 988 in the state. For those who are not familiar with that, this is the new 3-digit number that directly connects callers to the suicide hotline that will be available nationwide in the next 2 years. As the North Carolina Coalition started, at the beginning, they included North Carolina APCO and North Carolina NINA as stakeholders in the process. So I've been able to attend the meeting since March, and right now we're still in the early phases, but I am committed to continuing to keep the membership updated as we get more information and this whole process does evolve. Your North Carolina APCO presidents continue to work closely with our North Carolina NINA counterparts, and since our last meeting in May, we've conducted 3 virtual meetings of the chapter presidents, which is very important to ensuring that we're continuing to move forward with the same mission and goals in mind. So just want to update the membership that is still happening behind the scenes. We're still continuing to work together and making sure we're moving forward with the same missions and goals. Since our last board meeting, or since our last chapter meeting, our board has actually also met 2 times for virtual meetings, including one which was an orientation session for our newest board members, and also gave us time to discuss our particular goals for the upcoming chapter year. And late last month, along with Christine Moore and several others from our board, we were able to attend a surprise retirement party for Connie Garden, who retired from the North Carolina Highway Patrol Communications Division. Many know Connie from her years of presenting at conferences and symposium. And during this event, we were able to present a small gift to Connie on behalf of the chapter and thanking her and recognizing her nearly 30 years of service to public safety communications. The North Carolina 911 Board will begin updating the statewide 911 plan. Both North Carolina APCO and North Carolina NINA have been invited to participate in this process. And I'm excited to serve along with Alan Kress, representing both chapters in the creation of this updated statewide plan. And with that, as more information comes out, I'll be sure to share with the membership. So Gerald touched on this, and I'll mention it again just to make sure that everybody knows. The 2021 APCO International Exposition and Conference is August 15th through 18th in San Antonio. And as a tradition, North Carolina APCO conducts a chapter dinner. This year's will take place on Monday, August 16th at 6:30 p.m. at the Landry's Seafood House in San Antonio, which I believe is less than a half mile away from the convention center. The sole sponsor of this year's event is Carbine, so we thank them for their support. And this will be open to all North Carolina APCO members who are attending the conference. But due to a limited number of seats, pre-registration will be required. And in addition to that, if you want to bring a guest or anyone else with you, the cost will be $55. The meal will include a salad, an entree, dessert, and a non-alcoholic beverage of your choice. And just want to re-emphasize that pre-registration is required. If you don't register and show up to the door, we have our bouncer who will politely turn you away.
Politely take out our ears.
So just be looking for information on that coming up in the next week on how to register. And that'll be coming on the listserv and PS Connect. So in addition to the upcoming education event in September, that'll include our chapter meeting. And I also want to have everyone to go ahead and now save the date of November 19th, 2021 for our November 2021 chapter meeting. On November 14th, 1961, the charter members of North Carolina APCO conducted their first ever chapter meeting in Greensboro. And we are excited to commemorate the 60th anniversary of this first chapter meeting by returning to Guilford Metro 911 for our November 2021 chapter meeting. We look forward to sharing some history and celebrate many of the great accomplishments of the chapter during that meeting. So we do hope to have a large attendance that day with us in person. Look forward to you joining us for that. And during the training report, Gerald also reminded about the upcoming Telecommunicator Training Symposium, October 4th through 6th at the Embassy Suites in Greensboro. Like she said, registration is now open. The website is www.tcsymposium.org. And North Carolina APCO is excited to be able to offer 2 scholarships to our members. Scholarships will cover 2 full registrations for the event. So information on the scholarships, criteria, and how to apply, that will be posted on our website within the upcoming week. And you can also be looking for an announcement on the listserv and PS Connect on that as well. And on the note of the symposium, for everyone who is registered and is attending our virtual meeting right now, there will be a random drawing for 2 coupons, each for 50% off registration for the symposium. This drawing will take place after today's meeting, and then the winners will be notified by email in the upcoming week, and you'll be provided with a code to use when you register that will make your registration 50% off. So as you can tell from my report, as restrictions continue to lift and we begin to return to what our new normal will be, North Carolina APCO continues to represent the members in a variety of different projects and initiatives. We do extend our appreciation to our members as we've all navigated through continuing challenges over the last year, longer than a year, through the pandemic, and look forward to welcoming everyone back in person for our next chapter meeting, part of the NC APCO NC Nina Fall Education Showcase, which is Friday, September 17th in Wilmington, North Carolina. So now before we adjourn today's meeting, I'll open the floor to any board members who may have any other comments or other questions to ask, and also to our attendees. If you have questions or comments, please place them in the chat if you have them now. Any other comments from board members?
And I'm not seeing any posts from the chat. Any questions?
Okay, so hearing no additional comments, we have reached the end of today's meeting, and I will officially adjourn the July 16th, 2021 chapter meeting of North Carolina APCO. Thank you all for joining us today.